Hey family, welcome to the Hub. I'm so excited. Today I have Jackie, the real estate investor from LA. Welcome, Jackie. How you doing, girl?
How are you? How's everything going?
Going really good. So, Jackie, we're nosy here at the Coach Cash Show. So tell me a little bit about your love journey.
Well, it's been a journey, let's put it this way, to say the least. I, like a lot of career women, put off relationships for several years and decided that it's time. I don't have any children, but it's time to share that life with someone else that I want to be a partner with, I want to grow old with, I want to have fun with. That's the most important thing, is to have fun, to have laughs, and a companion. And so I'm here.
Beautiful. So, have you ever been married? Like, when was your last relationship?
I've had casual relationships, but my last serious, I mean, as far as the marriage part of it, no, I was never married before, but I was engaged. And we were months away from being married. And there was a decision that this wasn't going to be a good marriage. And looking back, it was the best decision I made.
Really? So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people listening that are like, yeah, girl. Because we all know some really grumpy married people. So being able to make that decision beforehand, kudos to you. Kudos to you. So I know there's been a whole pandemic that has kind of put a wrinkle in dating. So how have you been thriving and surviving in the pandemic? How's that been going for you?
You know, I will say this, that for our world, I have some friends in Italy. And when they told me that dolphins were swimming back into the Venice Canal, I have a thing for animals. I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah.
To put it in a global perspective, and as it pertains to me in this country, um, it's been a great thing. COVID has been a very good thing. I have, like I said, my family spend more time with them, which is great. I have a niece and nephew. They're twins. They're 9 years old, and I've been around. Number two, for me, okay, so back in late 2017, I decided that I wanted to get back to health. And anyone who has been like overweight, and they know that somewhere in their spirit there is this person that's fit, but they're not mentally ready. So I was mentally ready. So my quest starting 2018, the whole year I lost 107 pounds. And
Wow.
so going back with and staying with my family temporarily, helping them out during COVID. My mother is Jamaican. And so if anyone who has Caribbean roots, Jamaican people, I'm born in New York, but I was born on rice, I like to say. I'm half Cuban, half Jamaican. So what this time being at my family proved to me was that my mind is ready, my strength in the mental strength to resist certain foods that are not good for me. I'm also going green. I've gone green and it's been great. I have not, haven't gained a pound. I've actually lost. And exercising, everything. Of course, I miss weightlifting. Of course, miss the camaraderie in my circuit training. But I found alternative ways, which is what I think has been good for everybody in this world, is alternative ways. It's like we don't even have to work in an office anymore, but be effective at home, and everything is good. So infrastructure wise, in my spirit, my spiritual infrastructure, my physical well-being infrastructure, my I shed some friends that I wanted to shed, like got rid of them. And so it's been a good thing. It's been good.
Shedding friends, I'm for it. One thing that I learned through this pandemic, well, at least I thought I knew, in 2020, I told myself I don't need any new friends, right? Like I got
Right.
my true blue, my people, like we're good. But then
Exactly.
I found Clubhouse. Right? And then I
Love
found
it.
all these new BFFs. I'm like, what?
Can I tell you, it's been amazing. It's like therapy. I was on one room for 11 hours and it didn't even feel like 3 hours. I've learned so much. I've met some incredible people. I've learned so much, including you. It's been an amazing experience where people are listening to one another, different opinions. And I think that's a problem in this country, that we're not really listening to people, even though their views, their thoughts may be opposite of ours. We've got that cancel culture nonsense. And so that setting, I think is probably one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of
It's been
the
therapy.
biggest things, and this is not a Clubhouse plug, but I was just noticing this the other day. When you see the lineup of different rooms, right? This is the most diverse I have seen in terms of
Oh,
people,
absolutely.
speakers on a stage. Because what I used to say to people back in the day is that when you go to an event like hosted by a Black person, like
Yeah.
usually it will be a sea of Black people unless they're commercialized, right? And then maybe a couple of woke white folk, right? Like
Right.
that's it. But then if it's a white person on the stage, it'll be a sea of diversity. And it's like, wow, it's amazing how Black folks will easily support so many different cultures, but
Oh,
not
we always
always the
do that.
same from other cultures. But
Exactly.
here on Clubhouse, I feel like we're getting a lot more diversity in listening and on the stages. So for me, it gets me excited. It gets me excited of the future, because I feel like once the world opens up, those who've made real relationships on Clubhouse can then also bring that into person. So there's something beautiful there. Mm-hmm.
You know what else I found with that too, is how Black lives globally parallel each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this whole debacle with Meghan Markle and Harry and the royal family, and then Piers Morgan, you know, that wonderful journalist in London. You know, he's been a mess. When I've spoken to um, the Black Brits
Mm-hmm.
about it on Clubhouse, because there's been open forums about this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how their struggles parallel ours.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we saw it last year during the George Floyd and the whole Black Lives Matter. I mean, they were out there, you know, marching and
Yeah.
supporting us. And it was like hands and feet time over there, too. So when you talk to them about this whole thing, it's like there have been, like, their struggles are similar to ours. They just have a better accent. You know, but
A really good
it's been
accent.
good to meet, it's been good to meet them also. And so I've forged some relationships, you know, business relationships with them. So it's been a
It's
good,
nice. It's really nice.
yeah.
So what does dating currently look like for you now?
Well, you know, COVID has put a pause on it, you know, the way we used to do it traditionally.
Mhm.
But recently I began to open up, you know, and delve back into the dating game. And in fact, I one particular site that I'm on, I have like 7 men that have all expressed interest in me. So I've got to get up early and just, converse with them and tell them that, you know, I'm going to check back after work in midday and just, you know, see how everything's going. So it's I feel hopeful. Let's put it
Oh,
this way.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, I love that. Okay, 7 men. She has options, guys. She has options.
Well,
So,
listen,
all
I'm not
right. So,
complaining.
do you have a question for me?
Yes, I have a question for you. So, what do you think? What I've been finding on these sites, not all, but some men, you know, they always want they want someone who's physically fit. They have all this criteria, right?
Mhm.
Well, when you look at their site, they only give you one picture. It's usually with just their head, you know, but always been advised for the women to have a couple of photos from head to toe. And it's like, why, how do you approach this without judging? How
Oh,
do you do that?
the judgment is there, and the judgment is real. And no matter what we're going to judge. And what we found just statistically, the older men get, the worse their pictures get.
Oh my God.
It's like, why is this so bad? Like, I don't know why they can't take a selfie properly and it always has to be in the bathroom. Like, it's very strange. So my last interviews was actually with a married couple that met online, and he thought it was funny that he took a picture with a frying pan with like a raggedy t-shirt on. And
Can
she's
I
just
tell you
like,
something,
huh?
Coach? Can I tell you something, Coach? There
Yeah.
was one picture, I swear to you, his only photo was like this.
Oh no, not with
That's
a
what he did.
silly face.
How do you take that seriously? How do you look at that picture and say, I want him? Like you know, or they take a picture and they say their age is 58, but clearly with that Coogee sweater on, that was back in the 80s. How do you say, I want you? Seriously. And please don't have 12,000 wrinkles on your face and say you're 43. You're not a Shar-Pei.
So the truth is still, people are still working on their truth, right? So
Oh, please.
on both sides, dating can be nerve-wracking,
Yeah.
and it can definitely um, be intimidating. So for the silly face, is the person more with a class clown kind of personality, and he's like, hey, if you laugh like with this, maybe you'll laugh with something else, right? And then
Right.
with those wrinkles, they're having their own identity crisis of how they feel on the inside and what they look like on the outside, and the
Right.
judgment that comes with it, right? Like,
Right.
oh, I'm 60, but I feel 50. So I'm going to put 50 because I don't want a regular 60-year-old. You know, like
Right.
that's some of the mindset there. And I can't change the minds of those already online, but that's just to help give it perspective. So it's not like
Right.
they're liars and everything, but sometimes the age thing does intimidate folks sometimes to put their actual age, because in society overall, we never share our age. So it's like,
Right.
wow, put my real age on here. I'll just tell them on the first date, or I'll just tell them when they
Yeah,
need
but
to
you know
know.
what? Let me tell you something. When you lie, you know, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't have any issues with your age or how you look. You got to present it
Mhm.
initially, because then for me, that's it. That just sets the tone. I'm like, I'm turned off immediately. You know, just don't lie about your
Yeah, so
age.
I wouldn't necessarily swipe on the folks that are repulsive, obviously lying about their age, and just it's really the ones that interest you. So you say you have 7, and then maybe after this episode you might have some more, but just being able to understand what it is that you truly want. So what is it that you say that you're really looking to connect with, Jackie? Like, what would you, well, who's the type of person you'd love to connect with?
You know, I love, first of all, Black men only.
Mm,
Because that's another thing. I get a lot of white guys and I'm just like, I can't. So anyway, that's another story. But what turns me on is confidence,
mm,
swag,
mm.
but at the same time, he knows, you know, look, as Black people, we are survivors. We have to wear many heads. You know, we're like that doll with the different heads.
Mhm.
And so when we're with our friends and our family and we can get down with the best of them, that's great. When you're working, it's a totally different, you know, story. I want somebody who's about the business of being about business, but at the same time to have fun, to love his family, to love the Blackness, to be loyal, to be a protector, to be to have ethics, to 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 ride or die with you, you know, that kind of saying, to
Yeah.
be well read, to be able to be at a hip hop, whatever, and at the same time, something that I love a lot, which is opera. I love to travel around the world. I've traveled several places around the world. Um, you know, I want somebody who has that flavor, you know, to just know how
Yeah.
to meander through the life that we live as a Black couple in this country. And that's it,
Nice. I
you
love
know.
it. Ah, I love it. Oh my goodness. all the love. And I believe that love will find you, Jackie. So tell us, how can people find you if they're looking for you online? What's the best way for them to connect?
Well, through my IG, you can connect to at Jackie Winter Estates or on my clubhouse at Jackie Winter.
Beautiful. All right, y'all. You heard it here with Jackie. Okay. Don't be a stranger. Make sure that you slide into the DMs just to say hi. She's in LA. Amazing woman. Please do connect. And until next time, keep loving, keep laughing, keep living. Bye, guys.